for a little bit, and what do you need to do in the next 2 weeks to make sure your body's ready to go for week 1?
Yeah, I mean, obviously not fun being out, but just trying to get back in the groove of things. Did some stuff today, and we'll kind of do some more stuff this weekend, and then just kind of build up from there, and just be ready to go for that week 1 game. But feeling good right now, feeling really healthy, and looking forward to getting back full go here next week. So.
Matt Nagy makes it sound like, the message is week 1's the thing that matters, just make sure you're good for there. Does that get reinforced in team meetings and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I think, that's when those things count, that's what matters. So we're gearing up towards that. I know, guys are banged up from camp a little bit, from the past couple weeks. And, this is a good time for, guys to get healthy and, get back to feeling good with their bodies and, going into week 1.
Where are you at individually and as an offense, just in terms of the eagerness to sort of test this offense on our regular season stage?
Yeah, I think we're all eager, and I think we're ready to show what we can do as an offense. We feel really good about where we're at. Haven't really had it in the games necessarily, whether guys have been out or things like that. But we've been feeling good about what we've been putting together in practice, and where we feel like our strengths and weaknesses are, and so. Kind of tighten up those things as we lead up to week 1, and we're just really excited to get out there and show everyone what we can do.
What specifically gives you the most enthusiasm about the growth you guys have made offensively?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more communication this year in terms of between players, and with Andy, and he's kind of been great at communicating stuff to the receivers, tight ends, running backs, and as players, I feel like we've kind of taken that to. Not only get one to know another off the field, that helps with, obviously, stuff has been easing down with the COVID restrictions and things like that. But then just on the field, knowing our talks, our calls, and things like that have just been really helpful, during this camp season.
Cole, are your expectations different now that you're not coming in as a rookie, just trying to catch up and learn everything? Do you have different expectations for yourself now that you've gotten that crash course? Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily would put like expectations on myself. It's more about holding up to that standard that that we put on one another as teammates and as players. There might be a game where you get 15 targets, and there might be a game you get no targets. There's things that you just got to uphold your end of the deal, do your job, and uphold that standard. And when each guy does it on the offense, that's when really good things happen. And so. That's my focus for me is upholding that standard and being perfect in every play and every way I can be.
With training camp coming to a close, how has this been for you, this experience, and how have you feel your progression has been with this being over?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I think I really kind of dated back all the way to starting in OTAs because I didn't have that last year. So, being able to get that work in, during the early summertime, and then coming in here late summer, now. Creeping up to the fall, and a lot of progression from that first week of OTA to this point. So, I'm really, really happy with where I'm at, and really excited about this upcoming year.
Cole, with so many starters out, the first team performance has been kind of choppy in the preseason because guys are out. But is there a curiosity factor as far as game 1, or uncertainty that you'll be able to hit the ground? The offense will be able to hit the ground running in week 1.
I think we feel confident with where we're at. We're with each other. We've been with each other every day now for the past whatever odd days, and we know what we can do, and we know what we've been good at. There's things that in practice we like to work on, and things here and there that maybe don't work out, but they're good to try out. In that sense. So, the preseason games, we're not really really looking at that as like not great, but we felt good about where we at with the Dolphins practices. Those were two, like, one of the most intense practices I've been in, and that felt like 2 real games those 2 days. But I think we feel good about where we're at, and we're feeling confident going into this week 1.
You grew up a Bears fan. You get what people from the outside see.
100%. Yeah. Trust me, 100%. Yeah, I still high school buddies text me all the time. So yeah, I hear it. Yeah.
What do they say?
Just about what everyone else says. So.
Did they ask you about the quarterback?
They'll bring it up, but it's not in my job description, so I just handle mine to the bargain.
As a local kid, you probably understand more than anybody in the offense why people are chanting Justin's name. Like, what would you tell people about kind of what Andy brings to you guys as an offense, whether it's a buddy texting or whoever it may be?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just usually just don't even engage in those talks, but this is just part of the process. You gotta trust the process. I really think that I came in here and I had to trust my part of the process, and I gotta trust the fact that they're looking out for me and my best interests in terms of me becoming a great player, and I'm sure they're doing that same thing for Justin. So I think it's just all part of the process. Football is there's a lot you can learn from it, and the experience obviously kind of trumps everything, and seeing things and learning how to go about a week. Those are all things that I learned last year, and and I'm continuing to still growing on this year. So like I said, football is just a process.
Where do you think you're at as far as pass protection or blocking on the O-line?
Yeah, we finally got all those guys healthy now together this week. So that's been good to see everybody together, and I know that they'll get some reps here in the game, I believe, and they've been great. Jason Peters coming in with the vet presence has been awesome. Not only for the offensive line, but even for the tight ends and running backs. Kind of have to hear what he has to say about things, and things like that have been really beneficial for us.
Cole, are you aware that Jason used to be a tight end?
I did hear that. Who told me that? It was Mike McGlinchey told me that story about 5 years ago. And I was like, wow, he's still in the league. What, 5 years ago? He's still in the league now. So that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Try to get you to switch to tackle or something?
Mike was, yeah. My first day I got there said I was going to be a left tackle, and I said I don't think so.
When you guys travel this weekend, how different is it going to be, because the vaccinated players do have a little bit of freedom as opposed to last year when nobody had any?
I'll have to let you know. I don't really know how that's all going to work. I feel like we kind of go back and forth with this mask stuff and all that stuff. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll be a little more relaxed and not have to have the face coverings on all the time. But we'll see how that goes.
They'll let you leave the building.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll just see how that goes.
You talked about getting to socialize with guys more this year. How does that change the vibe, I guess, for you guys, and how does it just change it for you this season, getting to know guys off the field?
Well, I think it just makes it more fun. You get to know guys more, and being able to joke around with guys a little bit more, and kind of getting to know who they are and things like that. So, for me, that's my favorite part about football, and really just about sports, is just getting close to everybody. That team camaraderie and all that stuff. So. That was missing last year just because of the situation at hand. You come here, you leave, and your Zoom meetings, and that's about it. But it's been pretty fun this camp, and kind of being able to do that with everybody.
You mentioned that. Did you guys have a field trip yesterday to swing the clubs a little bit?
Yeah. I think I might have hit a couple cars in the parking lot. That's how far the ball was.
Who was good? Did you learn about the guys there yesterday?
Your usual guys were good. I think Jimmy Graham swung a golf club for the first time yesterday. He's a pretty good athlete, so he picked it up pretty well, but not the best swing. So.
Is there anybody that you've gotten closer to now that you couldn't last year?
I think more the defensive guys. I think we were kind of separated in that sense. Naturally just offense and defense being separated, but just more of the defensive guys. Being around them in the locker room more and just hanging out in the cafeteria, things like that. It's kind of funny, think about we couldn't sit next to each other last year in the cafeteria. Things like that were happening, and you really weren't talking to people. So it's being able to have that this year has just been a lot of fun.
How is Sam a different center now than he was at Notre Dame, and what does he bring to that offensive line as the leader there in the middle?
Yeah, well, I think physically Sam's just gotten a lot bigger, stronger, faster since I was with him at school. Personality-wise, he's exactly the same. He hasn't changed who he is at all, or even how he goes about his business on the field. He's one of my best friends, and a great teammate to have, and we love being out there with him.
It feels like guys are drawn to him.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he'll get on you here and there, but it's all for the better. And guys naturally like being around him and like the banter that he brings and things like that, and that attitude that he brings up front.
Give me an example of the banter.
Oh, I can't use that language here. So.
Cole, how interesting is it to see him, Sam? You saw him as a starter, and then he was a fringe player here, and now he's a starter. It's been up and down, I guess.
Yeah, people doubt. I never doubted him when he got here. I knew he'd be able to make the team at some point, and now he's our starting center. So he works so hard, and he's nonstop in that sense, and he's a great guy for for any guys trying to make it in the league, like he's a great guy to look at and see like what he's done so far to get to just even to this point.
But the same guy, no matter.
Same guy no matter what. Same guy no matter what, and that's what's awesome.
He seems to be very cerebral when he deals with the media. Is he like that as a teammate?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess so. I mean, he's a little more off the cuff as a teammate. Maybe he's around you guys. But.
Thank you, Cole.